Of our helmeted guinea fowl. Now I said, come on, Lou, anytime today. No? Really, you're gonna hang out? Lou tends to do her own thing out here. But they are one of the most ferocious predators. You guys know what their prey might be? What kind of animals might this bird eat? How about bugs? Yeah, they'll eat lots and lots of bugs. Lou, show us back to the herd. Follow the other herds.
It's still over there.
No, we're all gonna get confused. All right, birds, we're gonna go down this way. They will eat lots and lots of bugs. Now, if you guys have seen the movie The Lion King, you have seen helmeted guinea fowl before. They are in the big opening scene where you see all the animals moving across the savannah. They're hanging out by the feet of the elephants. That's because when the elephants stop down on the grasses, those bugs go flying out of the way. And the guinea fowl are fast enough to catch all of them. But also that helps prevent them from becoming prey items. Not a whole lot of predators are going to be spending too much time hanging around the feet of an elephant. Not a very safe place for them, but it's very safe for those guinea fowl. You also heard that really loud call that they made as they ran back and forth across here. People will keep guinea fowl at their homes just like we will keep chickens at our homes for eggs and for food, but also as an alarm system. When a big scary predator comes along, they're going to scream at the top of their lungs, and that's going to be a warning to the farmers and to the families that they might want to step outside. Something's not quite right. Now, have another look to the right-hand side. We are going to meet another awesome bird that can be found in the savannas of Africa. He's probably one of our more famous animals here at the Dallas Zoo. He's even been featured on the David Letterman show. So this here is Fitz, or the Fitz, and he is a trumpeter hornbill. Now they get that name because these are also a very loud bird. As he cruises across here, take a look at his beak. On the top of it, he has an extra bump. We call this a casque. We think that is to help to resonate the sounds that he makes. He can live in some pretty dense forests. If he wants to call out to his friends or to his girlfriend, he needs to be super loud. And one of the foods that they will also commonly eat are bugs. He's going to cruise back over to Laura, and in her hand she has half of a grape, which is going to represent a bug flying through the air. She's going to toss it up, and he's going to show you his amazing catching abilities. There he goes, right back down to Laura. And for those of you on this side, have no worries. He's going to fly back down to Kristen and hopefully show that same behavior again. Now, if this was in the wild, he would probably be getting the Father of the Year award every year. These are very good dads. When a pair of hornbills decides that they want to start making a nest and laying eggs, what they're going to do is find a hollow cavity in a tree. And they are going to build a nest inside there. Pardon me. Mom's going to hop inside, Dad's going to stay outside, and they're going to build a wall. That wall is going to be made of mud and spit and poop. And they're going to leave just a tiny little opening. And for the entire time that Mom is sitting on that nest, laying on her eggs, incubating them, and waiting until they are old enough to fly on their own, what she's going to do is she's going to be handed food by her boyfriend through that tiny little hole. He's going to do all the hunting for the family for all those months. But he also is going to be cleaning up after Mom and the babies. She's going to make quite a mess inside there. What goes in must come back out, right? So she's going to pick all that up and hand it to Dad, and he's going to clean the nest out. So any of you dads out there who have ever complained about having to change diapers, at least your wives will make you do it with your mouth. That's a little bit on the disgusting side, right? All right, now coming out in a minute here, you're going to have a chance to meet Winspear, our ambassador cheetah cub. But before he comes out, I do have a few favors to ask you guys. Because we're on a hillside and it's very awkward, we're going to ask that we do not run in this space for your safety and for ours. Also, we're going to keep our wild animals on this side of the fence. If you guys could do your best to keep your wild animals and body parts on that side of the fence, that would be greatly appreciated. And thirdly, I'm going to ask that we try to stay as part of a herd. If any of you have any little ones, make sure they stick with the herd. You don't want them wandering astray. We know what happens to those ones, right? Yeah, exactly. All right, so they're going to be joining us here in a few minutes. Again, Winspear is an ambassador cheetah. He's never going to be joining the cheetahs over in the habitat on the Africa side. He has been hand-raised by us keepers here at the Dallas Zoo so that he can come out to all these different awesome encounters and meet people like you. Because we think that cheetahs are really cool, but unfortunately they are extremely endangered. Do you guys know that word, endangered? Does that mean there's a whole lot of them or not a whole lot of them? Not a whole lot, exactly. There's estimated less than 10,000 cheetahs remaining in Africa, a small population of less than 200 of the Asiatic cheetahs remaining in Iran. So they are in big trouble. Now, one of the problems for the cheetahs is that they have come into a lot of conflict with humans. Now, we've developed all these really nice national parks in Africa to help protect all of those wild animals that we really like. But the cheetahs have a problem because in those areas, there's a higher concentration of predators than any other habitat in the world. So cheetahs are getting pushed out to the perimeter because of all of those lions and hyenas and other animals that they don't want to be competing with. And unfortunately for the cheetahs, lots of farmers tend to stick to those areas around the outside of those parks. And what happens is the farmers are going to have animals such as goats. If you guys have a herd of goats, do you think you want to have a cheetah sticking close by? No, definitely not. And unfortunately for the cheetahs, the farmers have the right to eliminate any predator that might be a threat to their herd. So we were losing lots and lots of cheetahs because of this. Now, the Dallas Zoo partners with a group called the Cheetah Conservation Fund. And what the fund does is they raise a very large breed of dog, actually two breeds, Anatolian and Kangal Shepherds. Now, these large dogs have a very simple job. They are going to sit with those herds, and when they see an animal like a cheetah come along, they're going to stand up and start to bark. That bark is loud enough and scary enough that it chases the cheetahs off of the property. Not only that, it also alerts the farmers in time so that they can use alternative methods to scare the cheetahs away from their land without having to harm them. This program is estimated to have saved over 900 cheetahs just in the past 3 or 4 years that it's been instated. Now, we here at the Dallas Zoo have our own dog that helps out our cheetah. This here is Amani. Amani is Windspear's brother. And if you take a look to the doors on the right-hand side, Windspear's going to be joining us out here for a little play session in just a moment. Amani is a Swahili word that means peace, and that's what we were hoping he would bring to his brother. If Windspear steps out in front of a school with 1,000 students who are really, really loud and super excited to see him, do you think the cheetah's going to want to be out there for very long? No, but what about for Amani? Does he think that's pretty cool? Yeah, he's going to think that's really cool. So Amani is going to feed his energy to Windspear. If Windspear sees that Amani's all right out there, Windspear's also going to be all right out there. So anytime we do programs like this, you'll see the two of them paired together. And he will be joining us in just a few seconds through the right-hand door there. There we go. All right, so here comes Windspear. Now, what are cheetahs really, really good at doing? Running, exactly. And there they go, and I'm going to be in the way. They are the fastest running animals on land. How fast can a cheetah run? Any guesses? 75 miles an hour. That's pretty close. About 70 miles an hour is what they're going to run in the wild. So that's really fast. Can any of you tell me what the legal speed limit is on I-35 as you drove to the Dallas Zoo? Here's a hint. Guess low. I'll know if you were speeding today. 60? Yeah, 65. There you go. So imagine if you were driving the legal speed limit on the way to the Dallas Zoo, you could be outpaced by a cheetah. And again, I'm going to ask that we do not run outside the cheetah enclosure. He will be making his way back and forth, so you guys will all get a good look at him. So a cheetah would be able to outpace your car. Not only can they outpace your car when you're driving the legal speed limit, but they can also reach their speeds much faster than your car can. A cheetah can go 0 to 70 in just 3 seconds or 5 steps. There are no street legal vehicles that can accelerate faster than a cheetah. Again, yeah, no running, and the cheetah will walk back and forth. So if you guys could just stay in one place, that would be really appreciated. Thank you so much. There are no street legal vehicles that can accelerate faster than the cheetah. There are 5 street legal vehicles that can accelerate as fast as the cheetah. So very impressive. With all of our technology and all of the research that we've done, we cannot top this animal's natural wild abilities. So very impressive. They've got a lot of adaptations to help them with this. Do cheetahs have short legs or long legs?
Where'd he go?
Long legs, yeah. At the bottom of those long legs, they have another adaptation to help them out. How many of you out there have played a sport like baseball or soccer or football? Anybody? Did you guys wear special shoes when you played those sports? Yeah, you wore high heels, right? No. Did you wear flippy floppies? No. What did you wear? Cleats, exactly. Cleats are tennis shoes with spikes on the bottom of them. That gives you lots of traction. Well, our cheetah has his own built-in cleats. It's his claws. If you guys have cats at home, they have what we call retractable claws. They can pull their claws all the way in and cover them with a protected sheath whenever they're playing around, or if they are walking on a smooth surface, or if they're nice and calm. But you know that they can also have their claws out if they walk on something that's too slippery, if they're going after their favorite food, if they are going after their least favorite piece of upholstery in your house. They're going to have their claws out. Wind Spear does not have that ability. Cheetahs have semi-retractable claws. They cannot pull their claws all the way back in. They're always sticking out just a little bit, just like a dog's. That's going to give them that traction. Take a look at his tail. It looks like it's been squished on either side, and it's very long and thick. That's going to work much like the rudder on the bottom of a boat. It's going to help him to balance and help him to turn very, very quickly. If you guys imagine you're driving a giant truck down the highway at 70 miles an hour, making a U-turn is probably not a very good idea. Same thing for our cheetah. So he needs that big, thick, heavy tail that if his prey turns and runs the opposite direction, he's able to keep up with them without falling over, losing his balance, and losing his dinner. Now, I mentioned that they come into conflict with a lot of other predators. One of the easy ways that they can avoid getting in those predators' ways is simply by hunting during a different time of day. A lot of the predators in Africa are what we call nocturnal. When are nocturnal animals most active? At night, exactly. Cheetahs are diurnal, so when are they going to be most active? During the day. Very good, yeah. They're going to be more active during the day. Most of us don't want to be running at top speed outside when it's 105 degrees. Oh, it's so exciting. Most of us don't want to be running at top speed when it's 105 degrees. But for the cheetah, that's an ideal time to be hunting because most of the other predators are asleep. One of the most defining features of a cheetah are those black lines that move down their face from their eyes down past their cheeks. That's going to help them to see during those hot, sunshiny days. Think back to our baseball players and our football players. A lot of times they'll put black paint right underneath their eyes right here. That's to help reduce glare. It's hard to wear sunglasses when you're running really fast or when you're playing sports. But if you have that black paint there, the sun's going to be drawn to that area away from your eyes and reduce a lot of glare. A cheetah can see movement and fine detail up to 3 miles away. So very impressive eyesight on these cats. Now another adaptation that they have is that they are speed eaters. We as humans should not eat our food very, very quickly. We're not designed for it. It causes a lot of indigestion and we also might choke. But when a cheetah takes down their prey item, it usually doesn't go down very quietly. That's going to alert those sleeping predators that there's a nice, easy meal laying around nearby. The cheetah is going to eat its food as fast as it possibly can because when that pride of lions shows up or that pack of hyenas, the cheetah is going to abandon his meal. A cheetah is smart enough to know that a healthy, fit cheetah is much more likely to catch a second prey item than one that was foolish enough to try and protect his first one. Again, if we could keep our hands on our side of the fence, guys, that would be awesome. Thank you. So the cheetahs are speed eaters, and then they're going to run and leave their food behind. Now, I mentioned that Cheetah Conservation Fund. You guys are all supporters of the Cheetah Conservation Fund simply because you came out to the park today. A portion of the proceeds from your admission, your souvenirs, your snacks, your parking, anything that you buy here goes to help support the Cheetah Conservation Fund and all of the wildlife conservation efforts that the Dallas Zoo supports. So we thank you so much for coming out and joining us here today and helping out all of our wonderful wild cheetahs. I'm going to be sticking around for a little bit longer. If you guys have any questions, my name was Shannon. Feel free to raise your hand, holler out to me, stick around as long as you need to. Ask as many questions as you like. I'm really good at making things up. Also, if you like predators, at 2:30 there'll be a predator encounter over on the Africa side of the park between